Hello and welcome to another episode of A Lawyer Plays The Long Dark Story Mode with me, Ryan, the gaming lawyer. If you recall, in the last episode, we were reunited with the old man, and we enrolled in the totally legit, totally not made up Jeremiah Survival School. Our first lesson is to hunt deer. And so without further ado, we had a lot. I thought I was going to do it last episode, but Jeremiah has a lot of long-winded text information to go over. Whoops. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. I'm having a little bit of a, there we go. A little bit of a controller mishap. This series should be one of the remaining theme, or one of the underlying continuous themes has been controller mishaps in the background. I'm sure you guys are sick to death of it. Okay, so now that we have this quest, this is where he said the survival school. This is where our lesson is. We're close to the end of the damn day. So I'm wondering, I don't think we have time to get out there and do hunting and come back. Now that I'm thinking about it. Let me see, should we do chores around the house? Those were clothes that we were wearing before that we decided to set down because they were too heavy. How are we doing on... We're carrying a lot of... We still probably need to figure out some shit that we don't need to carry. So maybe we should take this opportunity to get ourselves sorted out. Like that charcoal? Do we need that with us? That's probably a good idea to keep it with us. But we've never used a magnifying glass. We gotta remember that we have that. What is this? Wood matches versus cardboard matches. Those are pretty light. Well, there's all these little things that seem reasonable to carry, and I think it's all together when you add it all up. Like, all this stuff. Now, I do have... No, that's 0.2 gallons of food is not an unreasonable amount of food. Well, let's drink some water. Let's eat some sardines and have a little bit of this to top off our food. Oh, almost top off. Now what there's all these flare shells, which, you know what, I keep carrying these around, but we can pick those up later if we get a flare gun. Because right now it's just, you know, whatever. Shit. This thing is 2 pounds, which we don't know an immediate use for. But if we have more dream sequence where we're caught out in the middle of the night, when it's all like weird and electric-y with green ghost wolves, I think we're going to want to have this on us. It's good to have, we only have 1 flare on us. That's good to have with us. Rifle ammunition we're gonna need to hunt. So, let me see. And then there's crafting goods. Antibiotic properties. Alright, let's leave some of these mushrooms down here. Did I have a mushroom pile going somewhere? I don't think that I did. Now I think about it. Because while it's nice to have, and you know what? Let's put these berries down too, because we need a fire to do all those things, and I don't think we need to be carrying them all with us. The feathers, while useful in crafting later in the game, at this point we have no known use for them. All right, we dropped a few pounds by taking care. Okay, 43 is okay. Let's see. Let's check outside, see how our trap's doing. Maybe we can do some low-grade foraging while we still have daylight. I just feel like it's the temperature looks cold, but apparently it is not. I just feel like it's too late to go on a hunting expedition that's, you know, 1/3 of the way across the map right now. it really feels like it should be cold as F out here. I'm just gonna... But I'm looking at the one little down... Oh, no. Just one little down temperature on the temperature change marker. So, collect some old man's beard. Some sticks. And I have no idea if any of this stuff's going to be useful later. But, useful especially in terms of dumping it all off at the old man's cabin. Because we're obviously not going to carry all this stuff out with us in any one trip. So this is all going to be like a stockpile of stuff that's available at the old man's cabin. That if we end up needing it, we know that's where it is. And that there is a slight stockpile. Which, if you remember the old lady's house from the first several episodes, first chapter, we had a massive stockpile in her house, and I have a feeling we're never going to be able to take advantage of that. Unless the story brings us back there, but after we left that area, it seemed like, oh, looks like that, wasn't it closed off by a rock slide or something? It's been a while now since I've done it. That's one of the weird things about playing this game the way that I do for recordings, is because the way recordings work, I don't have enough, like, drive space and so forth to do tons of recording in advance. So I record a little bit at a time, and then there's a lot of, like, the time my computer to render this stuff, the raw recordings and the final episodes, takes a lot of time. So, like, I'll go to bed, and by the time I wake up, typically I could have rendered 2 episodes. So there's also a bottleneck there, where, I can't record. So what I'm getting at is there are all these things that prevent me from recording a ton in advance. And so it's hard to kind of binge. Like, when I would play, if I played this game on my own, I probably would have gone through the first couple chapters all in one weekend. But because of, like, certain bottlenecks, I can't really do that. So it's really strange to be thinking, like, I've had this game for, what is it, 2 months now? Maybe longer? I think I started at the beginning of August. So a little bit over 2 months. And I'm basically still at a point in the game where if you bought this game yourself and you played it, like, you got real sucked into it, you probably would have finished it in the first weekend. But also recording with commentary is also a little bit different too, because at least for me, I mean, I enjoy it. I've been doing it for a couple years now, and I keep doing it. But it's not quite as... It's more interactive, and it takes more energy than simply sitting back and relaxing and playing a game. Like, I still play games on my own time, but that's just relaxing, like, just downtime. And when I do this, it's still fun, but it doesn't feel like downtime in the same way. So, yeah, it's another thing. It's interesting being a YouTuber, like recording games in this way. After watching people do Let's Plays. Like, my favorite things to do sometimes when I'm working is finding a nice long Let's Play, like, playlist from somebody. Like somebody doing an RPG or something to take, they'll have like 150 episodes. Just setting that thing to go, if it's someone I enjoy listening to, just setting it to go while I work and just have it play all day long. And it's just, I love following along with people. Usually I do it while I'm watching or while I'm doing other things, especially working. Let me see, we're gonna we have a lot of sticks that we just picked up. I think we want to get rid of... I don't even think we want to carry 10 whole sticks since we have wood. Let's keep 5 sticks in our inventory. Because we can always pick up more sticks. They're pretty much everywhere. Right? So, between a log and a coal and 5 sticks, I think we're actually pretty good. How we do with this, the old man's... thing. Old man's beard. We don't have any processed old man's beard, so maybe it's a good time to do a little bit of that. 3 of those. Let's see. We'll craft a couple of those. And then we'll drop the rest. I should also check how my medicine's doing now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, let's drop these. Because that also is something that's everywhere. And we're actually low on pain pills. And I know I've dropped them in various locations, but I don't think I have a surplus in here. So that's something I need to remember. Is that next time I come across pain pills, I know I've left little stashes here and there, but I need to carry more with me because I have been using that stuff. And you don't, when you're out being in the wilderness and you get bit by a wolf, you don't always have time to start a fire and brew tea that will address the issue. Let's see where we're at. The sun is almost down. We're getting pretty tired. You know what? I don't see that we have any backup water, so that's something we can do with our everlasting fire here, just to have something to do with this time. Is let's do like a little slight stockpile, shall we? How much can we do? 1.32. We're just gonna do the maximum amount. It's probably gonna be enough to overburden us with weight, but we're just doing it, and we're gonna drop it here so that we'll have a ready supply of water, and that's something that's gonna make it so that, you know, it's a nice way to finish out the day. Let's drop some of that excess water. Yeah, see, now we're overburdened. Why? Our carrying capacity is really low, probably because we're, might be because we're hungry and thirsty, though, to be honest. Let's see, let's have some of this. Oh, one thing to keep in mind is where they want us to go hunt deer is by a lake. Oh man, I'm pretty much full, aren't I? Okay, that's good. Is by a lake where I haven't checked for new cattails. I think when I went through there before, I was really cold. So I had an objective when I was trying to get to that watchtower thing. So there's probably going to be an opportunity for fresh cattails. All right, let's go for a full 12 hours. I got to remember that I have all that water on me. I just want to have it on me before I drink it. I have my morning drink, because you wake up like basically dying of thirst every time, which is a little, I don't know. I wake up thirsty in real life, but I don't wake up feeling like I'm dying. But this seems to happen. Yeah, it is. It's every time you wake up, borderline dying of thirst. And let's see what. Oh, well, sun. It looks like sun is up. Let's drop. Like this. Yeah, that's actually a bit of water to carry with us. Let's drop slightly more. Hey, bird. There. This is enough to carry around for a day trip, I think. Let me see. Where's my light stuff? Checking my buttons here. Weapons. There we go. Alright. Wait, is this, loaded? Oh! There we are. Fully loaded and ready to go. Alright, let's put that away for now. And hopefully it's not too terribly chilly out. Oh, it is terribly chilly out. Would you look at that? Let's check the trap. Trap is good. Now we gotta... When it's this cold... Well, you know what? What else could I do? I could, we could get to that area... Well, hold on. Let's go inside while I'm thinking this over. Because it's, like, 3 down arrows cold outside. That's the funny thing is yesterday when it sounded and looked terrifyingly cold, it was actually not that bad. And now it looks like it's like a warm, nice morning, calm, and it's super cold. But I guess that's like mornings can be like that. Cold, clear mornings. Let me see. I was going to look at... That's what we're doing. Oh, you only 22 pounds? He wants 22 pounds of deer meat in the container at the cabin. Oh, I'm going to be doing a lot of walking back and forth. Alright, well, first things first. I think it's time to put some of these extra clothes on. Didn't I, yeah. I dropped some extra clothing because it was too heavy, but at this point, I think we need that extra weight. And speaking of which, since we maybe could use killing some time, I want to check the status of our clothes. It looks like our clothes are in pretty good condition. Our socks are down to 63%. Let's repair those. We've got some cloth on us, too. They're up to 100%, and this was down to 68%, so let's do that. And this will let, altogether, what, almost an hour go by, so maybe it'll be a little warmer outside. I was considering bringing stuff out there for a fire. Oh, now it's windy, and we'll be walking against the wind because the lake is that way. Oh, it's bullshit. There's some bullshit over here. And did the, now I'm trying to remember, did the thing say that need to be just harvested deer meat? Okay. Butcher, okay, so just find, shoot, and butcher. So probably it's supposed to be raw meat, too. So I guess the question is, we got... do I want... That's his firewood. He'll get mad if I take it, huh? Let me look at the map again. Frozen Creek. Trying to think if there's... You know what? I don't want to... We are going to run out of food. So... I'm thinking, even though the weather is suboptimal, this is the worst. Okay. I just realized, speaking of food, I need to eat as well. So, as long as we're here, we might as well eat where we're not freezing to death. Like, let me step out into the sub-zero temperature to have breakfast before we set out into the cold for the day. Yeah, we're gonna need to, see, this is the end of our food. We got that MRE. Maybe I should make some coffee and then head out. Here we go. Thank goodness for his magical everlasting fire. Let's drink that up. And have some more sticks. Top off on the sticks. Oh, whoops. That was the end of the sticks. Okay. And you know what? This is... I do have some reclaimed wood. I'm feeling like we're going to need to build a fire out there at a certain point to keep from getting cold. So I'm bringing some extra wood with us. If it turns out we don't need it, there's that little hunter cabin in there. We can drop some stuff off there. And then, hey, that's not a bad idea. There's a little, like, it's not a cabin. It's like a little hunter's lookout. It's not even, it's got a roof, but it's not enclosed or anything. If I bring any extra stuff with me now, I can dump it off there and just have that be a place that I know I can go if I'm on that side of the map. And I need stuff. Oh, crap. Oh, wait, no, we're just going. We're just gonna go. I was just thinking I should bring my sleeping roll with me. Alright, bird. Let's see, an impromptu recording session during the day. And occasionally during the day, my bird decides it's time to be chatty. And you can hear right now, she just... well, I think you can hear. There's people talking outside. I think she hears people talking outside. She's trying to join the conversation. Sometimes she just decides she hears me talking and feels like she needs to join my whatever conversation I'm having. Because there's no one else here except for me, and I'm talking, so maybe she, you know, I must be talking to her, right? What's this? Okay, there's just branches. For a second, I thought I saw a body over there that I hadn't checked out before. Alright, walking against the wind. A little challenging. Temperature's still very cold, but we're keeping it in check because of the coffee that we drank. The coffee's also keeping us from getting overly fatigued. So, glad I thought to do that before I left. That's another good reason to collect the various, like the rose hips and things, because eventually I'm gonna run out of coffee. But there's a lot more rose hips out in the world than coffee. I'm trying to remember the mushrooms. Do you make a brew out of those too? Forget how those are ingested. My goodness. It's a terrible cold day. The only other thing I'm worried about is by that lake where we're going, there's a little spot. Oh, is it dying down? Or am I just blocked from it right now? It doesn't sound noisy anymore. There's some rock. Oh, look at all those deers. Over by those rocks over there, I'm concerned there might be like a bear cave or something. I know I've run into bears in this clearing before. Alright, let's I wonder if that'll be enough to take it down. I'm just gonna follow it because I know I got a good hit on it and it's gotta be dropping. It's bleeding. You can see it's bleeding. And we do not want to blow all of our bullets. Gosh, that thing really took off hardcore. And I'm not seeing a ton of blood. Okay, here's some blood. I hope that bullet's enough to put it down, because I could end up chasing this thing a lot further away from the old man's shack than I intended. For that moment when I reached the hill at the outside valley of the shack, when I stopped and I was like, oh crap, I was thinking I could have brought my sleeping bag. But sleeping bag is, as I've learned in prior games, not the best idea if you don't have shelter. There is actually some shelter out this way. I think there's like some more cabins. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, it's this way. I'm trying to follow the blood. Sometimes I look over. Yeah, see, there's a little. I don't know if you saw it off in the distance over to the right slightly. There's a little cabin off in the distance. So I guess if worse comes to worse, I can camp out there. Where did you go, Mr. Deer? Is he doubling back towards the lake? It almost looks that way, doesn't it? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Is that him? I know there are other deer over here. What I'm expecting is I'm gonna follow the blood until I just come across a dead deer. Or not. Here we go. And not one just chilling out there like the one in the middle of the lake. Wow, he ran one big giant circle. Oh, he turned here. Maybe it is that deer wandering around out there. The reason I'm not just going hog wild shooting all the deer is because they could all end up just running off like that and taking forever to die. So it's kind of better to stick with one. And also why I didn't shoot it repeatedly. Looks like a lot of bleeding happened right here. There you go. I'm feeling like did it just vanish? This is very... Oh no, did I just run a big... Wait, this is where I shot him in the first place? Now I'm feeling... Okay, this is definitely a new trail. But I'm wondering if the big bloody spot is the spot where I originally shot him. Let's keep walking slightly, see if more stuff shows up. Okay, is this... Oh, this is my original footprints. Where the hell did he go? Did he just stop bleeding? This is kind of pissing me off. Well, let me see. Was that... Did he run a huge circle back to his starting point and then get, like, it's sucked up into the sky by aliens? What the hell happened? Okay, I'm feeling like that deer that we saw running over this way is... I don't know, is that the candidate? The most likely candidate? Oh, it's not blood. Oh, that is a hawk feather, though. Where's that blood? Did I find an... Have I found new blood? Okay, I found a new blood trail. Alright, well there goes my alien abduction theory. How could you bleed this much without being dead? Maybe as a courtesy... Oh, there he is. Say maybe as a courtesy he would run all the way back to the old man's cabin. Alright, let's put this away. Is this loaded as much as it's going to be loaded? Put one more in. We'll put... Whoops. Put it away. And... Oh, there's a feather here. We got crows over him already? Okay, we're going to put down a fire right next to him. Just so that we don't freeze to death. Oops. Fire. 70%. Let's get a stick. Ooh, that's not helping the stick. Birch bark. Reclaimed wood. I guess we'll just go... You know what? I have a... I was gonna say I have a lot of sticks, don't I? Didn't I pick up... Yeah, a bunch. So let's use the sticks while we've got them. Just gotta remember if I succeed, it was 70% if I succeed. Gotta remember to throw down a stick. More sticks immediately. Oh,
well, that didn't work.
Nope. Let us try that again, shall we? Oops. And let's do that. I'm looking over, realizing I'm almost at 30 minutes right now. It's gonna be time to wrap this up here in a sec.
Come on. Come on.
Oh.
Damn it.
Starting fires with Gaming Lawyer. Oh yeah, there's definitely activity going on outside our window that my bird is responding to. So, there's lots of like businesses and stuff around where my apartment is. What I'm hearing is Sounds like people working at a restaurant nearby. I like where I live, don't get me wrong. It's cool having like restaurants and shops, like basically you step out your front door and there's stuff everywhere. But you're constantly hearing other people. And my bird is constantly hearing other people, which, you know, probably keeps you interactive. Let us do more sticks, shall we? Quickly. Alright, we're down to 5 sticks. We got 1 hour duration. How long is the deer carving gonna take? That's an hour and 25 minutes right there. Okay, let's put more wood down. We're gonna put the firewood down. 2 hours and 3 minutes. And the reclaimed wood. That's a lot of wood to put down. 2 hours and 35 minutes. Alright, let's get all the meat first. That's 20 pounds of meat. 2 hours and 17 minutes. You know what? We're gonna... Shit. Let's just do it. We're gonna be really weighted down. And... let me see, how long is that gone? 24 minutes. Temperature-wise, we're good. Let's restock with our water. That is some jerky. We have to give him all this meat, though, don't we? Well, screw that. I'm keeping some of this meat for my damn self. Let me see. How are we doing on hunger? Yeah, I'm definitely keeping some of this meat. Good. Probably put more. Oh, it died out. Okay. Well, let's... did we get that meat cooked at least? I don't even think we got that meat finished. Alright, well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna finish... I think we're gonna be warm enough to continue this. Finish that off. And then the sun's getting pretty low, so we should probably just head back to the old man's cabin. And now that we've finished that off, though, I'm gonna call this an episode, and we're gonna continue this trek in the next episode. I would like to thank everybody for joining me once again. Another episode of A Lawyer Plays The Long Dark with me, Ryan, the gaming lawyer. And until next time, I hope everybody is doing well and take care. Bye-bye.